All right, side by side. Here they go. Coming out of turn number 4. Here we go. So Smith, Mars on that low side. The 3x3 of Nick Newton gets a little squirrely down there. The 0 of Chase Galvin as he tries to move up a position. But right now it's going to be Brad Smith and Luke Neiman get loose on the high side. Don Mars 3 wide there for that third spot. So right now, Neiman scored as your leader. Neiman makes the run on the high side, gets by Smith. Here comes the 57, Tim Powell. Out of turn number 2. Tim Powell on that low side, here he comes. But Luke Neiman, Brad Smith, Powell and Don Mars on lap number 2. Tim Powell, the quick time of 21.5, your leader at 21.77. So Tim Powell closing in on your race leaders. Neiman, Smith, and Powell. Mars and now Chase Galvin. Chase Galvin on the move, 22.4, but still your leaders. 21.57 and 21.557, your top two, Neiman and Smith. Powell just behind them at a 21.53. But Luke Neiman and Smith as your top two. Smith trying to get a nose in down on that low side with 4 laps down. Now Smith decides, well, if I can't do it down there, I'll go high side. Swings up all the way to the top. Brad Smith now goes low in 1 and 2. Neiman still your leader. Meanwhile, Powell starts to close in. But your leader in a 21.7. 21.668. This will be lap number 6. Oh, look out. 3 wide coming out of turn 4. The top two battling each other. Meanwhile, Tim Powell able to close in. Neiman still your leader with Brad Smith and Tim Powell. Powell closing in on your leaders here. This will be lap 7. This time across about halfway. Here comes Tim Powell. He has that low side dialed in. Still Neiman as your leader. So Neiman, Smith, Powell on the low side. Neiman, Smith on the high side. Great battle up front here. Meanwhile, behind Chase Galvin in 4th, Don Mars in 5th, and Nick Newton 6th, Tyson Lanferman with Daniel Harris. Here he comes. Tim Powell on that low side. Brad Smith, your new race leader. Brad Smith, the 99, but Tim Powell able to make it stick on that low side just a little bit quicker down there. Side by side, 8 laps down. This will be lap number 9. Smith, your new leader at 21.6. Tim Powell making it work on that low side, but Brad Smith, Tim Powell, side by side action. The 181 of Neiman still there. Tim Powell just able to make that car stick like glue. Down on that low side and both sides of the hub. Now Powell goes high side in turn number 4. Tries to get in around Smith. Smith says, nah, you're not going to do that. No, I'm going to stay in front of you here. Now Neiman goes down to that low side. Tim Powell in 2nd now. So Brad Smith, Tim Powell, Luke Neiman. The fast time of 21.48 for Brad Smith right now. Brad Smith, your fast time. Just 4 laps remain, but right now, Brad Smith, your leader. So Smith, Powell, and Neiman as Neiman starts to fall back a little. The 0 of Chase Galvin, the 9 of Don Mars. Putting some pressure on him is the 33 of Nick Newton as your leader. Still comes across. Still about a half a second difference now. Tim Powell's now starting to make things work down in that low side. Still the fast time of 21. Tim Powell, 21.446 that time. So Tim Powell starting to close in on your leader, Brad Smith. White flag comes out next time across. Will Tim Powell have anything for your leader? Brad Smith right now in the 99. Smith on the high side, Powell down low on the hub. the 181 of Neiman. Chase Galvin followed by Don Mars. There's your top 5, but your race leader. As Powell tries to figure a way to get around it, but Brad Smith brings out the white flag. Brad Smith, the 57 of Powell, the 181 of Neiman right now. This would be his second win if he can hang on here, the 99 of Brad Smith as he brings him around turn number 4. Your winner tonight is second feature of the year. It's Brad Smith, Tim Powell. Good finish by the 181 of Neiman. It'll be the 0 of Chase Galvin, the 9 of Don Mars, the 33 of Nick Newton. Brad Smith.
On pole, on point, looking for the green flag and light. We have it at the same time, and here we go. USRA Modified's underway into corner number 1 for the first time. Chase Domer down low, Jake O'Neill on the high side. Kerry Davis sits on the hub as well. Off of turn number 2, the momentum will be on the outside with Jake O'Neill, but he can't quite get around for the lead with Chase Domer. Domer now will ride the hub on the low side. O'Neill on the high side. Said he was coming here to test some things out. The car hadn't been running right temperature-wise. Looks pretty good to me as he takes command of this one on lap number 1. Jake O'Neill up front. Here comes Kerry Davis and Darren Fuqua. Darren Fuqua 3 wide off of corner number 2. He'll emerge in that second spot. Look out, Kerry Davis.
Yellow, guys. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Turn 2 down low.
A rare moment there to see the 68 going around of Kerry Davis. Yellow flag is out. 1 lap in the books. Challenge in the 1K. Here we go for the restart. 1 lap in the books. Look out. I'm not quite sure what that one was, but Chase Domer emerges temporarily in the lead. Look at this battle off of turn 2. Darren Fuqua now has a good run, but here comes O'Neill, the power back around on the high side. Jake O'Neill up high. Chase Domer's up high with him. Darren Fuqua is going to take the hub off of corner number 4. Race leader, Jake O'Neill at lap number 2. Fuqua now switches lines down to the hub. Fuqua to the low side. Jake O'Neill up high. Chase Domer will slip back to 3rd. Nick Benninger up into that 4th spot with some left side sheet metal damage on the 3. Tim Carrick in that 5th spot. Last week's winner, Mark Chapman in 6th. Aaron Morant back there in the 7th spot. O'Neill is quick up front with a best lap of 20.590. Fuqua's best lap of 20.832. That was the last time by. Fuqua still right there with him, though. On down the field there, Aaron Morant in that 7th spot. Mickey Burrell 8th. Kyle Thompson up to 9th now. Ronnie Schweitzer rounding out your top 10 at lap 4, excuse me. Lap number 4, and Jake O'Neill has dropped to the bottom. See if Darren Fuqua can get some bite off of turn 2. The last few weeks we've seen guys getting great bite off of turn number 2. Now both drivers go to the high side here for turns 3 and 4. We'll see if they take a different line this time. Darren Fuqua still right there. Fuqua with a better lap, a 20.491. Here comes Darren Fuqua. Darren Fuqua to the low side of Jake O'Neill. Remember what I talked about earlier. If you've ever met and talked to Darren Fuqua, his #1 goal is to win a USMTS race. What better of a stepping stone than to top the USMTS points leader. We'll see if he can do it here tonight. Lap 6 now in the books, 14 laps remain. Fuquay on the hub trying to take the lead off turn 2. Jake O'Neill trying to find what's left of the cushion on the high side off turn number 4. Chase Domer sets back in third, Nick Bittinger in fourth. Great battle right here for fifth with Chapman and Carrick. Again, Darren Fuquay with the best lap at 20.491. Fuquay's right there wanting to slam the door on him. Darren Fuquay definitely faster the last 2 laps according to timing and scoring. But can he find a way around Jake O'Neill up front here at lap number 8?
Comes Bittinger.
Nick Bittinger trying to join the party up here with Chase Domer. Now lap traffic. Jerry Liston Jr. back here in the 28 machine. How will this affect things? Will he stay on the hub down low? It looks like he will. Jake O'Neill and Darren Fuquay will come around on the high side off turn number 4. It'll be lap number 9 this time, just 1 lap shy of halfway at the finish. So Fuquay possibly backing off just a little bit that time at 20.735. Still faster, though, than Jake O'Neill. Jake O'Neill trying to stay in command of this one. Darren Fuquay stalking. Look at this, 3 abreast with Mark Chapman, Tim Carrick, and Aaron Morant. That battle back there for 5th, 6th, and 7th is a good one. So is the battle up front for 1st and 2nd. Tim Carrick trying to hang on to this one. Mark Chapman, last week's winner, wants it down on the low side. So does Aaron Morant in the 70. Chase Domer and Nick Bittinger, meanwhile, embattled in their own position back here to settle it out for 3rd and 4th. Now O'Neill pulling away. Jake O'Neill now begins to pull away, turning some very quick laps that time. 20.5 range. O'Neill, your leader. Fuquay still right there, not out of sight yet. 12 laps in the books, 8 laps to go. Good battle behind the leaders. Look at the battle between the 227 of Chase Domer and the 3B former track champion Nick Bittinger. Bittinger down low off turn 2. Off the hub will take command of that 3rd spot. Chase Domer wants it back, but Bittinger slammed the door. He'll float up in front. Look at this. 3 wide with Jerry Liston in the mix. As he goes a lap down, Mark Chapman has taken over the 5th spot. Put Chapman up to 5th. Morant in 6th, now Carrick back to 7th. So Tim Carrick in a matter of a couple laps has went from 5th to 7th real quick, but now he regained 6th as Morant went up on the high side. Coming around, it's lap 14, lap number 14. Fuquay again, kind of still stalking back there. Embroiled in their own battle. There, I finally said it. I got it right that time. Darren Fuquay and Jake O'Neill lead the way. Coming around, it'll be 5 laps to go this time. 5 laps remain, 5 to go. Jerry Liston Jr. off the pace in turn number 2. We'll keep an eye on this situation. 227 of Chase Domer also off the pace. The leaders down the back straightaway narrowly miss Jerry Liston Jr. What a close call there and a tough break for the 227 of Chase Domer, our pole setter tonight. Tough break for Chase. He has had a hard time finishing races here at Lakeside Speedway this year when he's been here. He told Alan and I he wanted to try to make this his home for the rest of the year. Hopefully that's not going to change course as he pulls away and retires at lap 16. Leaders now at lap number 17 that time. Jake O'Neill, lap 17 right there for Jake O'Neill. Darren Fuquay still in that 2nd spot again. Lap traffic will come into play. Nick Bittinger secures 3rd. Mark Chapman now has the 4th spot with Morant 5th. Tim Carrick back there in 6th. Mickey Burrell quietly back in that 7th spot. Rodney Schweitzer having a good run back there in the 8th position. Kyle Thompson out of Joplin, Missouri is 9th. Jerry Liston Jr., Chase Domer have retired as well as Kerry Davis, so just 9 cars remain on the field. Now the 28 of Kyle Thompson has pulled off. So tough break there for the 292 of Joplin, Missouri's Kyle Thompson as he retires from the end. Nice looking ride there. Said he normally races at Monette Speedway as the white flag is in the air. Checkered flag will come around this time. Jake O'Neill is your winner. Darren Fuquay will have to settle for that second spot with Nick Bittinger in third. To the line for fourth, it's going to be last week's winner, Mark Chapman, Aaron Morant, and Tim Carrick. So tonight's modified winner will be the 0 of Jake O'Neill out of Tucson, Arizona with the LG2 by Owens chassis machine, Coronet powered. Leader and the third-ranked driver in the nation. Give it up for Tucson, Arizona driver Jake O'Neill, your winner tonight in USRA Modified action. O'Neill gets his trophy from flagman Terry Wantlin. We'll get the flag in place, and the photog flashes will begin. Get on in there, crewman. There you go. An LG2 by Owens with Coronet race power, red eye radiator, total service piston rings. Jake O'Neill finishes up victory lane celebration here tonight. His first win at Lakeside Speedway. Alan, this is,
of course, long-time worker here at Lakeside Speedway as they come side by side. Here we go into turn number 4 underway. As the coach, Kevin Anderson, leads them down into turns number 1 and 2. Nate Barnes just behind them. Here comes Tifo in the 27s. And Anderson gets a little loose out of turn number 2, coming into turn 3 now, but he goes side by side. Anderson to the high side. Nate Barnes to the low side, gets a nose in front, but it's Kevin Anderson with the run. He is your race leader, Kevin Anderson, with a 23.686 as your leader. Nate Barnes in second out of turn number 2. David Holcomb with a good run up on the high side. Here comes Dean Willie now in the 68, the driver out of Warrensburg, Missouri. Tifo just behind him, and Sam Scott, but your race leader. It's the coach, Kevin Anderson, on lap number 2 as they dive down here into turns number 1 and 2 at Lakeside Speedway. The Gary D. Memorial 20-lap feature event here tonight. Nate Barnes in second, coming out of turn number 2. Dean Willie now moving up another spot into turn 3 as the yellow flag comes out in turn number 3. It's for the Dirty 30. That's right. It's Dakota Jennings out of Lansing, Kansas, as he goes 1,000 to win tonight here at Lakeside Speedways as the green flag flies. Anderson brings them around turn number 4 as they dive down into turns 1 and 2. Nate Barnes goes to the low side, just about side by side with the coach Anderson in the 417. He stays up on the top shelf. So Anderson on that top side into 3 and 4. Nate Barnes down low. Willie now up into third as he gets by Holcomb. Holcomb slips back into 6th now. But Anderson still your leader just by .0037. So it's a close number 1 and 2. And now Nate Barnes gets a run down and low in turn number 2. Gets a nose out in front of Anderson. Anderson still high in turn number 4. On the low side as a couple of cars get together. The T2 of Fogarty. Dakota Jennings again in the 30 car. And
the 98.
David Holcomb also goes around here on the front side. Looks like some damage. All right, as they come around, turn number 4, we're back underway. Anderson down into turns number 1 and 2. Anderson comes out of turn number 2. Here comes Dean Willie. Dean Willie in the 68. As he goes down into turns number 3 and 4, Dean Willie. Let's see if he can move up through the field as Anderson goes high side, Willie down to the low side. You might have a new race leader as they come across. No, it's still, yes, it is Dean Willie. Dean Willie as your new race leader. Dean coming out of turn number 2, the 417 of Anderson. So Dean Willie takes the lead here coming out of turn number 4, gets side by side with the coach. Anderson makes a good run now. On the high side, it's back to Anderson. No, Dean Willie still scored as your leader here. So Willie, Anderson, Nate Barnes, Tifo, and Jake Newman now. Jake Newman on the run up in the 5th. Jake Newman. So Jake Newman, Mick, back to your leader. Anderson, now your leader again. Kevin Anderson in the 22.9 that time. And now Willie tries to fight back, and he gets by him again. So Dean Willie. Dean Willie, your new race leader. Coming out of turn number 4. Dean Willie as your leader on lap number 7 here. Dean Willie, your race leader. Anderson trying to fight back. Meanwhile, Nate Barnes, Tifo, Newman. Now Dean Willie still your leader. Anderson gets a good run on the top side of number 4. Dean Willie still scored as the leader, though. He goes low side. Anderson almost up into the wall. Oh, and Newman does get in the wall as the sparks fly up in turn number 2. That slowed Jake Newman down as the sparks were flying off the turn. Willie high side Anderson. Anderson gets that good run up there, but your leader still Dean Willie. Lap number 9 this next time across will be halfway. Nate Barnes, Tifo now, top 4. And Sam Scott, and then 22 of Newman, Moyer, and then 2 of Fogarty. Good battle up front between your top 2. Anderson gets that good run out of turn 4, halfway that time across, as Dean Willie still scored as your leader. 22.9 to a 22.8. Dean Willie, your race leader, coming into turns number 3 and 4. He's down around the hub, goes about halfway up this time in turn 4, gets stacked down low. But Anderson now your new race leader. Kevin Anderson back and forth. Good race here between your top 2. So Dean Willie, the coach, Kevin Anderson. Willie gets a good run out of turn 2. Tifo now on the move as well. He's up into that 3rd spot. Nate Barnes followed by Scott and Newman coming out of turn 4. Anderson has the good run. Anderson, your leader. Lap number 12. The coach, Kevin Anderson. But Willie gets the run on that low side. Good run on that low side. Again from the coach on the high side. Willie on the low side. But the coach, Kevin Anderson, now starts to pull away. Lap 13. Just 7 more to go for your race leaders, as looks like Newman may have pulled off there that time as well. So your leader, Kevin Anderson, Dean Willie, Tifo, Nate Barnes, Sam Scott, Russ Moyer. So 6 cars remain. Lap 14 there for Kevin Anderson, your leader. Willie now to the high side is Anderson, and the sparks fly up there. Fogarty still on the track in the T2. So Anderson, as sparks fly off of turns 1 and 2. Let's see if he can keep it off the wall here, as Dean Willie hangs on to that 2nd spot. So Anderson, Willie, your top 2. Here comes Tifo. Nate Barnes, Sam Scott in the 93, Russ Moyer and Tom Fogarty. There's your remaining cars on the track here as the laps start to count down. 15 in, so just 4 to go this time across. That's lap number 16 for the coach, Kevin Anderson. Still a little bit loose up there in 1 and 2. Dean Willie still in that 2nd position. It's Dominic Tifo. So the coach, Kevin Anderson, this would be his 3rd feature win. He was your feature winner last week. If he can hang on here in the remaining laps, Dean Willie, Tifo, Barnes, and Scott, your top 5. This will be lap 18 this time across, so it'll be just 2 to go. So this time across, the coach, Kevin Anderson, leads them down. White flag comes out next time. Dean Willie, Dominic Tifo, Nate Barnes in 4th, Sam Scott in 5th in the 93. Russ Moyer followed by Fogarty. But your race leader, it's the coach, Kevin Anderson. As he comes out of turn number 4, the white flag flies, just 1 to go. Good battle early in the race between the coach, 417, and the 68 of Willie, as they bring him down the back stretch. Back into lap traffic, the T2 of Fogarty. Anderson staying up on the high side as he comes out of turn number 4. Your winner of the Gary D. Memorial, it's the coach, Kevin Anderson. Dean Willie takes that second spot. It'll be Tifo, Dominic Tifo in the 27. It's the 4 of Nate Barnes and the 5 of Sam Scott. We'll head on down to get a quick word in with the coach, Kevin Anderson. Thank you for coming. Making a Lakeside your track of choice here on Friday night. Have a safe drive home tonight. Thank you on behalf of Don and Donna Mars. Pete Howie, your winner tonight is Kevin Anderson. The Gary D. Memorial feature winner tonight, 1,000 to win. Congratulations to the coach, Kevin Anderson, your winner here tonight. We'll try to get a couple of quick words in with the coach as they check out the car, the handshakes down there with the crew. Kevin, just a couple quick words with you. Great run out there tonight. What a battle between you and Dean Willie. That was just back and forth. You swapped the lead several times coming down the front stretch. You seem to have that good run coming out of that high side in turn 4.
That's a typical Lakeside right there, coming around the top. But I know that he was right there on the bottom, and he was tough. But I knew I had more horsepower. Just had to get it hooked up and get around him. But and then just be smooth and make my laps. I knew what I had in 3 and 4. I had to really work at it down in 1 and 2. But I thought if I just kept at him and just it would happen, And finally, he just kind of disappeared. So good run though. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun race to watch and to call tonight. I know you have a lot of folks that help you out on the car.
Oh man, I've done this a couple of times now. You think I'd be good at it, but first of all, I got to thank the fans for coming out and hanging out with us and spending the money to watch us. That's important. Thank you so much for coming out. Number 2, my wife, my kids, my family, my mom and dad, John and Karen, Gene and Debbie. I'm trying to think of everybody on this. And then, of course, my sponsors, Relodyne, Parker Relodyne, Missouri Organic. Trying to think here. Missouri Organic, Urban Lumber Company. There's so many victory trophies for sure. So we appreciate their help, and we appreciate them allowing us to do this. It's been fun. So,
all right, great night. Congratulations to the coach, Kevin Anderson, tonight. Go to the trophy presentation again. Thanks on behalf of Don and Donna Mars, Pete Howley, General Manager, and the entire Lakeside Speedway staff. Have a safe trip home tonight. We'll see you here next week, racing on the river's edge at Lakeside Speedway. Have a good night.